are legends of mythical serpent-like creatures. You have the dragons known as the lung, which are described as huge and serpentine and scaly, with 4 stubby limbs, each with 5 claws. There's also the naga, described as dark and serpentine, up to 40 feet in length.
What if I told you there are giant creatures hidden from our world, only emerging in shocking glimpses?
Just when you think the creature and the legend may have died down, some new eyewitness accounts pop up to remind you the story is still very much alive.
Imagine seeing a beast on camera, larger than any known animal, glowing with intense lights. Or picture a fisherman who discovers a crocodile-like creature without limbs in a secluded pond. What forces these mysterious giants to stay hidden? Let us uncover the terrifying secrets of their hidden existence, discovering the strange monsters of our world. Take this strange, crocodile-like creature a fisherman saw in a pond. While fishing, he felt something move behind him. Turning around, he saw a slithering reptile. There could be 2 reasons for its odd look. Maybe it survived an attack by a predator and lost a limb, or it might have been born without limbs and adapted to its life this way. What do you think is going on with this creature? Now, let's talk about another creepy find. Picture a mole rat that seems to be blind. A man kept hearing weird sounds in his backyard. Curious, he went to check and found what he thought was a regular rat. But on closer look, it looked like a mole rat, but without eyes. He wondered how it ended up in his yard and where it disappeared to. Could it be the result of a scientific experiment gone wrong, involving a mole rat that escaped from a lab? Each of these encounters shows the amazing variety of wildlife, often hidden in plain sight or lurking just out of view. Each sighting raises questions about the natural and possibly unnatural mysteries that continue to surprise and engage us. Are dragons still hiding in today's caves? Let's look at the story of Owen and his team of cave explorers. They were exploring different caves when they found something surprising in one of them. As they entered, a creature that looked like a dragon suddenly appeared, probably startled by their arrival. Despite looking ancient, as if it had been there for thousands of years, the creature didn't attack. Instead, it chased them out of the cave. It was clear that this old dragon didn't want them there. Owen and his team quickly left the cave and promised never to go back. But that wasn't the only strange encounter. In another story, a young science student found a baby dragon and its egg just outside her home in the forest. She didn't hesitate and took them home to study. She placed them in a wooden box where the baby dragon settled down. This discovery made her wonder if there could be more dragons living nearby. In a different part of the world, a group of explorers coming back from a forest trip saw something odd. At first, they thought it was just a pile of tree branches. To their surprise, the pile started to move. It turned out to be a spiky crab called Neolithides. Its shell is covered in dense spines which protect it from predators. But the surprises didn't end there. Get ready for stories that show how strange our world can be. Creatures of the deep. These stories from different places show that our world is still full of unexplained phenomena. Whether it's creatures that remind us of ancient dragons, spiky crabs, or mysterious fish, each encounter makes us think about the amazing diversity of life on Earth. And each one reminds us that there are always new things to discover. Imagine you're at the beach, and a fisherman catches some very strange fish. These small creatures look creepy and don't have eyes. They have a weird shape, nothing like the fish you usually see. You might think they look a bit like black orandas, but they're not. As soon as the fisherman puts them back into the water, they change shape, turning into blob-like forms. The fisherman is shocked and confused, trying to figure out what just happened. In another place, a man finds a snake-like creature in his yard. This isn't an ordinary snake. Its body seems to have worm-like parts trying to come out. The man doesn't know what it is, so he posts a video online. People start talking about it. Some think it's a new kind of species, while others believe it's a snake evolving into something different. Meanwhile, in Japan, someone else finds something really weird: orange salamander. At first, it looks like a piece of orange pipe by the river, but it's actually a living creature. This salamander is huge and completely orange. The person who finds it is so amazed by how rare and strange it is that he decides not to bother it and lets it go back into the river. In a town, a worker digging in the ground uncovers a giant crab. What's even more surprising is that its face looks like the Demogorgon from the TV show Stranger Things. The worker is startled and had no idea he would find such a bizarre and scary creature. These stories show us just how amazing and surprising life on Earth can be. From fish that turn into blobs, possible new snake species, a bright orange salamander, to a crab that looks like something out of fiction. Nature never stops amazing us with its diversity and the unique creatures we continue to discover. One evening, as the sun set behind a small farm near the woods, an explorer came across something surprising. Thousands of mantis shrimps were held captive in small pools of water, undergoing strange experiments by a man who called himself a scientist, even though he wasn't formally trained. He had kept these creatures for years, studying them for unknown reasons. The explorer, disturbed by what he saw, quickly informed the authorities. A rescue operation freed the mantis shrimps, but the so-called scientist disappeared without a trace. In another part of China, a fisherman went out for his daily catch and found himself in a scene right out of a deep-sea horror movie. Huge crabs, looking like creatures from another world, were scuttling along the shore. With their massive claws and eerie features, they scared the fisherman. But despite their frightening appearance, the crabs seemed busy with their own activities, letting the fisherman leave safely. In the UK, a strange pigeon showed up in a man's yard in 2020, causing quite a stir. At first, it looked like an ordinary city bird, but on closer inspection, it had really long legs, a puffed chest, and feet covered in fluffy white feathers. When a video of this pigeon was shared online, it caught the attention of viewers around the world. Next, we explore even more unusual discoveries that surprise us all, the mysterious tune of the violin mantis. There's also the violin mantis, named Gongus gong glides by an intrigued scientist. This insect looks like a violin, blending nature with art in a fascinating way. Such discoveries remind us of the endless wonders our planet holds, constantly surprising and intriguing us. These events, happening in different places and times, weave a story of the strange and amazing moments that nature sometimes reveals, challenging our views and sparking our curiosity about the living world. This interesting insect is famous for its unique shape and behavior, resembling a violin. Its long, thin body, along with legs that look like a violin's neck and strings, helps it hide among leaves and twigs. This creature is a type of praying mantis, known for its long, curved front legs, which it uses to catch prey. Even though it looks a bit scary, this insect is harmless to humans and helps control other insect populations. One day, someone walking in the woods saw something shiny. It turned out to be a turtle, but not an ordinary one. This turtle had a big, shiny head that quickly got people's attention online. After the person posted a video, it went viral, leading to lots of guesses. Some people thought it might be the result of a scientific experiment, while others were excited, thinking it could be a new species. Far away in China, a fisherman had a surprising discovery by the river. He saw something strange on a rock that started moving when he got closer. Curious, he touched it and found it was sticky, reattaching to him every time he tried to pull away. People online were fascinated, calling it a weird bunch of worms, and it quickly became a hot topic. But this wasn't the most surprising find. In 2022, a small village in Pakistan was buzzing with talk about a strange creature. It made weird noises and looked frightening, scaring the locals. The fear grew until one day, a man caught the creature and gave it to the authorities. Even the experts couldn't figure out what it was, which only made the villagers more uneasy and curious. In 2015, in Texas, a man was walking down a road when he saw something strange. The road was covered with big clusters of earthworms, each group a few feet apart. At first, he thought they were scattered threads, but when he looked closer, he saw they were actually earthworms. This was odd because earthworms don't usually gather in such large numbers. The area had recently had heavy rain and flooding, which might explain why they were there, but it was still a weird sight. In another incident, a person saw a small snake near a river. The snake looked so much like a thin stick that you could easily walk by without noticing it was a snake. The man decided not to bother it, but watched it closely. When he finally put the snake back in the river, it swam away in a strange, spiraling way, like a drill. This left the man confused, unable to figure out what kind of snake it was or why it moved like that. A few years later, in 2018, in China, something even stranger happened. A person walking by a river saw a weird creature floating near the shore. When they got closer, they saw the creature had a human-like face with one eye and what seemed to be limbs, but its body was very thin. The person was baffled by the creature's appearance. They decided to leave it alone and gently put it back in the water. After this encounter, the strange creature was never seen again, leaving people in the area to wonder about what it was. Now, meet creatures so weird they almost don't seem real. Discovering dinosaurs in miniature forms. Dinosaurs, those massive creatures from the past, might be making a comeback, but not in the giant forms we know. Imagine a creature so tiny it could be mistaken for an earthworm at first. That's what happened to a man who found something strange on his car tire. It was small, but when he looked closer, it wasn't just any bug. It had 4 legs, a long tail, and a face that looked more like an alien than a worm. Startled by this strange creature, the man tried to push it off with a stick, half joking that maybe dinosaurs were coming back in miniature form. The idea was funny yet spooky as he nudged the creature off the tire. It quickly burrowed into the ground and disappeared. This incident left him wondering about the possibilities of such a weird event. Meanwhile, there's another odd sight, millipedes behaving in strange ways that can surprise anyone. You might have seen them, especially in cold weather, gathering in large groups. They don't do this to socialize, but to survive. Millipedes can't make their own body heat, so they huddle together to stay warm and increase their chances of surviving the cold. These strange sights make us wonder about the small wonders of nature that we often overlook. When we look into these occurrences, it's clear that what seems odd at first can reveal a lot about how different creatures survive. These small phenomena show the fascinating ways life adapts to challenges on our ever-changing planet. Millipedes, with their many legs and segmented bodies, come together in cold weather, sharing warmth to survive. Even in these tight groups, each millipede acts independently, looking for food just like it would if it were alone. This shows a simple truth. Unity is strength. Nature is full of surprises, constantly reminding us of its variety and vastness. Imagine a person in the UK finding a strange creature slithering across his living room floor. This creature had no eyes, hands, mouth, or legs, only a tail like a rat's. Unsure of what it was, the man used a stick to carefully move it outside, where it quickly disappeared, leaving him with more questions than answers. In another part of the world, an explorer found a peculiar animal, the silky anteater, also known as the pygmy anteater. This small, elusive creature, the tiniest member of the anteater family, is only about 14 to 18 inches long, not including its tail. It has soft, dense fur that ranges from pale yellow to brown, helping it blend into the dense forest underbrush, making it nearly invisible. These encounters, whether in the wild or at home, remind us of the incredible variety of life on our planet. Each discovery, like a group of millipedes huddling for warmth or an unidentified eyeless creature, invites us to learn more about the mysteries of the natural world. It urges us to look closer and understand better the diverse forms of life with which we share our world. In a small hidden room, there were many frogs kept in cages. As he carefully moved closer, the frogs panicked, showing they were scared and possibly part of a cruel experiment. He knew something was very wrong. Acting quickly, he called the local authorities and explained the urgent situation. Thanks to his fast action, all the frogs were freed from their cages. But the mystery of who did this and how long the frogs had been trapped remained unsolved. Let's dive deeper into the mysteries of nature's most unusual beings. A man and the salamander-snake hybrid. Not far from a river, a man found a strange, small creature that looked like a mix between a snake and a salamander. The creature was struggling on the land, trying hard to get back to the water. Seeing it struggle, the man overcame his hesitation and gently picked up the delicate creature, placing it back in the water. This showed a simple truth. When you see unknown animals, especially near water, the best thing you can do is help them get back to their home, making sure they can live safely where they belong. Despite the rescues, the identity of the person responsible for these acts and the duration of the animal's captivity remained a troubling mystery. It might have been a science experiment on animals, but no one was sure. One rare day, a tourist walking by a river saw a strange animal. At first, he didn't think much of it and kept going. Later, experts confirmed that the animal he saw was a unique armadillo with pink skin. This small creature, about the size of a hamster, had a pink shell and patches of white fur. Recent research revealed something even more amazing about this armadillo. It has 2 layers of skin, which is very rare among mammals. While there are 20 different types of armadillos, all the others only have 1 layer of skin on their backs. This shows how surprising and innovative nature can be. In another story, the idea of monsters isn't just something from movies. Think about a man who was exploring an unfamiliar area and had to stop his walk when he saw something strange in the mud. As he looked closer, he realized the creature had no eyes, no face, and no clear body structure. Everything about it looked like a mud monster. This creature would sink back into the mud and then reappear, making it even more mysterious. What he saw was so unusual, it felt like he was in a scene from a monster movie. Yet this was real life, blurring the lines between the natural world and the world of fantasy. One evening, a man heard strange noises coming from his backyard. Curious, he went outside to see what was happening. What he saw was hard to believe. In the shadows, there was a huge creature that looked like a mix between a human and a spider. It had a big body and legs like a spider, but its face looked like a baby's. The man was confused and scared, wondering if it was an alien or some strange experiment. He quickly ran back inside his house, shocked by what he had seen. The next morning, he gathered his courage and went to check again. But the creature was gone, leaving him with many questions and no answers. In another strange event, a different man found what he first thought was a zombie-like insect in his yard. This insect was in bad shape, dragging itself with just 1 working leg. Its body was badly damaged, missing large parts, but it was still moving. The sight was so disturbing that the man could only think of it as a zombie bug, somehow still alive despite its severe injuries. Now, let's move to a more mythical story. In Japan, a fisherman caught something unexpected in the river. Instead of fish, he saw what he thought was a small dragon swimming. This creature, with its dragon-like look, made the fisherman question what he believed was real. Similarly, another person walking by a river saw a huge creature with a long tail and sleek body. He also thought it was a dragon. But he didn't know it was actually a giant salamander, a type of amphibian with unique looks. Do you think there might still be undiscovered creatures lurking out there, waiting to challenge our understanding of nature? Hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more.